Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us is the 2023 BMW M3 Competition xDrive, finished off in Portimao blue metallic with the Fiona red leather interior. This is such a cool combination for this family style sedan. Now we'll go over the MSRP at the end of this video once we go over all the features and everything that this M3 has to offer. And underneath the hood, this has the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder twin power turbo engine paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission. It pumps out 503 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. That's sent through the xDrive all-wheel drive system, propelling this 3,400-pound sedan from 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds with a top speed of 180 miles an hour. And as far as fuel economy goes, it's around 16 miles per gallon in the city and 22 out on the highway. So you're getting a lot of performance without sacrificing too much on the MPG side. So let's take a look at this exterior. A very, very beautiful sedan. I love the kidney grille, finished off in gloss black. It houses the M3 Competition badge, parking sensors. This even has adaptive cruise. Very cool to see that for a performance-oriented model. Plenty of cutouts in the lower section as well. There's even air inlets on each side to provide even more aerodynamics. Now this has LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. Very nice lines come off that kidney grille going all the way to the hood. And it even has the BMW 50 years badge. So you can see that surrounding the regular colors for the BMW logo. Very, very nice front end design. And for this M3, this has a staggered setup for the wheels, 19 by 9.5, 20 by 10.5. Very cool wheel option for the sedan with the multi-spoke pattern. This has the M performance package, so it gets the M brakes along with the adaptive suspension. There's a M3 Competition badge just behind that with gloss black. Gloss black is also in the lower section for the side skirt there. Very nice lines also run down the side. There's more black surrounding the window trim, and this even gets the full carbon fiber roof, which is very cool to see for this. And then last up, this has a small trunk mounted spoiler, finished off in that Portimao blue metallic, has a backup camera, dark housings for those LED taillights, all the backup sensors, the quad dual active exhaust with more gloss black surrounding that. But let's go ahead and take a listen to how this M3 sounds. You can activate remote start from the center infotainment system. Just by triple tapping on that lock button, we can bring this to life. And it sounds really good. You'll hear it more once we get this out on the road. You can also shut it off by triple tapping that button again. And I can unlock it, I can hold this button on the key fob, or use the button next to the backup camera to open up this power operated trunk, where you'll see there's a good amount of storage for this sedan. There's cubbies on both sides, dual batteries underneath the floor, so you don't really have any storage space there. You can also fold down these back seats by pulling on those tabs there. It gives you a lot more space. This is a practical, performance-oriented sedan, so it's the best of both worlds, which is pretty cool to see. Now you can also unlock and lock this from the back door handles. I'm just gonna have it unlocked at the moment, where we can get another look at the full red leather interior. Superman theme going on with the blue and the red. This has the Harman Kardon sound system, interior ambient lighting, a lot of brushed aluminum too, which is fantastic to see. Now I am 5'10". It's not all that hard to get into the back, but I have plenty of room. There's also climate adjustments right in the middle. You can charge electronics. Now there is no center armrest technically, but you can fold down this middle seat. You can use that as an armrest if you need to. You can also put in some larger items, which is nice, but it's interesting to see no cup holder storage coming out from that center area there. But there is plenty of visibility from the back seats, which is of course great. And then the front door panels finished off just like the rear. There's the addition of the window controls. These are power folding side mirrors. You can release the trunk. There's even memory seating adjustments too, which I like to see. Plenty of space in that lower section. M3 is also on the door sill. It's also on the headrest. We have beautiful front seats with that lateral support. There's a manual adjustment if you need a little bit more leg comfort. And then all of the automatic adjustments are also down on the side. And it's just as easy to enter these front seats, where for the 2023 year model, we have this all new gauge cluster infotainment system right around 38 inches or so. Let's fire this back up to further go through that. So with my foot on the brake, we can bring this back to life. And you'll notice with the current layout for this gauge cluster, Miles per hour and the fuel are on the left, tach and engine temperature are on the right. And then right in the middle, we can go through some more content here, just depending on what you'd like to see. There's TPMS, some other engine vitals. You can even monitor what driving modes the vehicle is currently in. You can pull up the map, which I think is really nice to have at all times. There's your route preview, you have your assisted view as well. You can even look at some trip data, and then you basically have a calm screen, so if you don't want anything to be shown. And then if I scroll over, we have the head-up display where you have 3 different settings. You have the standard view, miles per hour, speed limit sign. You also have the directional view, so you can look at the compass if you need to. And then there's also a reduced view, which just doesn't really show much. So it's nice that you have a few different settings to be able to do that. And then for this steering wheel, we have full leather. We have all the BMW colors, carbon fiber, the M badge. This is even heated too. All the adaptive cruise control buttons are on this left side. Massive carbon fiber paddle shifters, and then M1 and M2. By pushing on these fancy buttons, you can set up this car the way that you'd like to. You can get that loud exhaust going. You can have your daily driving, you can have your track focus buttons, and quickly have all of that set up. Now on this left side, headlight adjustments, a little bit of storage if you need to use that. And then right in the middle, we have a lot more to go through. Now, if I push on these buttons here, we go into the driving settings and your setup. This is how you can go through M1 and M2. So you can further go through all this information and get all of this set up the way that you'd like to. I think that's pretty cool. It makes it very quick to be able to do that. And then back to home, you have a lot more info to go through. You can look at your radio, your phone, look at your tires. Some of the information that you just saw within that center infotainment, or the gauge cluster, I should say. You can even add some information too, which I like to see. Now, what I love about this all new system is that the climate adjustments have not moved. So the entire time I've been going through this, you can still quickly get to them. So while there's no physical buttons for all the climate adjustments, they are actually, in a sense, a physical button at the bottom because it is always stationary. You can go through the heated and ventilated seats and all of that information. And then we have shortcuts on this side to get to some more of this info, along with going through the map in full screen to further go through that info. So there's actually quite a lot that you can go through. You can even use this dial down below to further scroll through all of this. You have essentially the same buttons there. If you don't want to use it as a touchscreen, you can quickly go down and use all of those adjustments. Now there's more carbon fiber and brushed aluminum underneath that, 2 air vents. There is a physical button for power and volume for the radio, along with tuning, and then you have the hazards and some other controls right there. And then more carbon fiber for that cover, which reveals 2 cup holders, a 12 volt and a USB. There's even a wireless charging pad and the BMW access card. So you can use this in place of the key fob. If you don't want to damage your key fob, you have that to use. And then for this shifter, to put this into reverse, we'll simply just push it up. Backup camera with all the parking sensors, which is very helpful. And there's drive and sport mode to the right. Park is on the back side. What I love about the M3 too is you can actually configure how quickly or slowly you would like the transmission to shift. There are 3 different settings. This has traction control, the parking sensors, so you can turn those on and off, along with the engine start stop feature. If I push on M mode, that goes between road and sport, so you can adjust that. You'll see the gauge cluster change slightly too, which is nice to see. There's a setup button, the exhaust note, even the auto hold and the electronic parking brake, and a little bit of storage in the center armrest, which is also finished off in leather. There's more storage in the glove box there, and an ample amount of visibility. It is very easy to see all around for this daily driving sedan. So now let's get this out on the road. As we come up to this sharp right turn, you can get another look at that gauge cluster. Down to 3rd. And mild acceleration. This is quick. I love how fun the M3s are to drive. And real quick, just to touch on the all-new technology, this isn't the first BMW I've been in with the large screen, so I've been able to film a few vehicles with it and get some reactions from the viewers with comments. Not really liking the new design. Personally, I think it looks fantastic. I don't think it's out of place or too large. Let me know your thoughts. I think it works very well, a nice new update. Every time someone updates, you know, people don't like it right away, but personally, I think it looks good. I love that BMW has the tech that you need, but they don't go overboard in what you don't need. So while we have a massive screen, Not quite as much technology as, let's say, Mercedes-Benz, but if you don't need 1,000 different settings, this is a good option to go with. And I like that. I don't need a million different settings, but I like the updated look for the screen. As we come down to second gear, we will start from second. And I think we need one last acceleration for today. Now, it's not crazy loud. Obviously, you could change that if you wanted to. But this is so comfortable, like I mentioned. I love that you can have 3 or 4 other people with you and just use this as a daily driver, something that you are going to enjoy driving from point A to point B. And then when you are ready, you can go on some back roads, hit the track with this, and still have a pretty awesome daily driver that can do it all, including some storage space as well. But I think that is going to wrap it up for this all-new 2023 BMW M3 Competition with the xDrive system. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Give it a huge thumbs up if you did, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.